Good morning. This has been a very interesting day and a half for me. A lot of things to think about, a lot of things to contemplate. I'll just start with a couple of comments of what really struck me. As we started the day yesterday, we started with representatives of patient populations. And I think that the three of us that were up here represented dramatically different patient populations with very different needs and thoughts. And I think it was great that we had the perspectives of all three of us. As the day ended, I think it very much ended with the thoughts and perspectives of the institutions. And I think that the patient was a little bit forgotten at the end of the day yesterday. It is important to have checks and balances, but I think that the patient is past the idea of Big Brother. I think the patient population, and I think Greg mentioned that today, is past the idea that we need to be protected by the institution and we need to be protected before we can see our own information. At the end of the day, it is our data, it is our sample, and it is our participation that research is dependent upon. And I think if the committee moves forward thinking of one thing, that's the most important part of this whole question, is what's in the best interest of the patient. And then the other thing that struck me is in today's conversation, the idea of design. And as you design what returning patient results looks like, part of that design process, the main part of that design process, has to be focused on the patient. And I think that the conversation has gotten caught up in how do we make sure we do everything for everyone? And there is no way to do everything for everyone. There is no test that's always correct. Whether it's a CLIA lab or it's not a CLIA lab, mistakes are made in both places. So getting caught up in the idea of what if there's a mistake can't get in the way of getting the work done.
Hello?
There's always going to be mistakes, but I think that mistakes are something you just deal with. There's mistakes in medicine. I mean, I don't know how many times I've been told they're practicing the art of. Nothing in medicine is necessarily final or always correct. So those are some of my thoughts after listening for the last day and a half. I think it's a huge undertaking of the committee. I think there's a lot of stakeholders involved. There's a lot of work to be done. But I think if design is important and remembering the patient is important, then I think at the end of the day, we'll get where we need to be. So thank you.